Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Rachel and I am on a journey. So this is week 2, so I guess week 1 check-in, walking into week 2 of my weight loss journey, walking into 2021. So let me just start off by saying that this was a really hard week, okay? Like, I feel like I look like I've aged about 75 years. This week was really difficult for a lot of reasons, and this next week is going to be really difficult. So since people have, kind of found out, I'm moving. I am relocating from Ohio to Alabama. And that's about a 7.5 hour relocation. I have family that lives down in Alabama, and I've had some stuff happen recently that, has really made me want to be closer to family. And on top of that, I think it was time for me to move on to a new job and find a position that allows for greater work-life balance, and I was able to have the ability to move. So we're moving. We're selling our house here in Ohio. We are buying a house in Alabama, and there's a lot going on. So I gave notice to my employer up here this week, and it's just been a lot. There's been a lot of tears this week, a lot of thinking like, oh my God, what am I doing? What's happening? And just overwhelmingly, just a lot of stress. And stress is not good for people. So it's not good for people that are healthy, okay? So then when you add on the fact that I'm overweight and that I'm trying to lose weight, it's really not good. So all of that said, though, I have really been able to make really good progress this week, and I'm really proud of what I've been able to do. So just going back to last week, sorry, I'm pulling up my app here that has all of my stats in it and everything. So for those of you that haven't been here and that didn't watch last week's video, I am going to film a video a week in 2021 that kind of just catalogs my weight loss journey. In 2018, I lost about 70 pounds, and that was great for walking into 2019. I kept it off in 2019, and then 2020, COVID hit. And it really wasn't the beginning of 2020. It was after the pandemic hit and quarantine and everything like that, where I just took a downward trajectory into an abyss of food and depression and just not great things. So walking into 2021, obviously a lot is changing in my life, and something that I want to change is my health. So that's what I'm doing. So I weighed in on January 1st, and my weight at that time was 255.6 pounds. In my last video, I kind of predicted that the first 10 pounds or so is going to be a bit easier to lose. A lot of that is water weight, and that my goal for this year is to lose about 5 pounds a month, so that's about 60 pounds. I really only want to lose 5 pounds a month. I only think that that's a legitimate goal, a realistic goal, until I hit about 210. And at that point, because I'm closer and closer to my goal weight, it gets harder and harder to lose weight. But I think in between 205 and 210 is where that 5 pound goal a month is still realistic. Getting to there, I think that that's totally possible. So I was right. So on Friday, I'm trying to just weigh myself, go off of the weights from Friday to Friday. So I weighed myself on Friday, and I was 246.4 after having been 255.6. So 255.6 minus 246.4 is a 9.2 pound difference. So literally a week, and I lost 9.2 pounds. And mind you, I am not starving myself by any stretch. I am tracking my calories, and I'm sitting at between 1,300 to 1,700 calories a day. And I know that there's a large variance in there. My goal, my overarching goal is 1,500 calories a day. However, some days that is a lot, you know, like depending on what I've eaten. If I've eaten a lot of like calorie, like dense foods that are light on calories, so like salads, like ground meat, like ground turkey, ground chicken, things like that, like meats in general really aren't, they fill you up really quickly, but they don't have a lot of calories to them. So if I have a day that's heavy on that, then I tend to just not eat as much. Or if I'm trying to understand that, like, I can't go on this journey and not have sweets and not, like, give in to my sweet tooth. So, like, I got a box of Dilly Bars from Dairy Queen last week, and I've just, like, you know, like, I think I had 3 of them this week, and a Dilly Bar is 220 calories, and if I am having, like, a really crazy craving for a Dilly Bar at night, or something sweet at night, a Dilly Bar is a really nice thing that pretty easily fits into calories, and, it really, like, satisfies my sweet tooth, so that's been really good for me. So something that I did early on in my weight loss journey, I'm sure if you've ever heard about weight loss, you've heard about intermittent fasting. It's just kind of one of those buzz terms. So I actually really got into that, and I found that it was really helpful for me because I didn't really eat breakfast a whole lot anyway, so if I just forewent the breakfast calories, then I was just getting calories between lunchtime snacks and dinner, and that's really helpful for me. And ever since I did intermittent fasting 2 years ago, I actually crave breakfast less. So, like, there are some days that I'm hungry in the morning, but really this whole week I haven't had breakfast at all. I typically don't start eating until 11:30 or 12. Now, I'm not doing intermittent fasting on purpose. Like, I didn't walk into this saying, like, I'm going to intermittent fast. However, I think that it just really works well for me, and it allows me to snack more in the afternoon and everything. I do try and stop eating somewhere around 7:30 to 8:30 just because I don't want to eat super late. But that said, like earlier this week, I had popcorn one night at 9 o'clock at night. Like, so I'm not like holding to intermittent fasting. So I'm not really doing that, but I in the sense, I am doing that just because I'm not eating breakfast, really. So I find that really helpful for me. But I will say, like, even if I were eating breakfast, I'm sure I would just be eating, like, eggs. That's a really hearty breakfast, and maybe, like, yogurt. And that is legitimately, like, a couple hundred calories, depending on, like, what type of yogurt you eat and everything. So eggs are really healthy for you, and they're incredibly filling. So I'm not, like, saying you shouldn't eat breakfast by any stretch. That is just something that has worked really well for me. I love Panera yogurt parfaits. I freaking love them. And I was like, you know what? I bet I could make that at home. So what I got this week that I've just been absolutely loving and is such a filling snack is Greek yogurt, vanilla Greek yogurt. And then I got honey, and I've been putting raspberries and strawberries in that, and then granola. So I do like a serving of yogurt, which I believe is 120 calories. Either a serving to a serving and a half of honey, which is 60 to 80 calories, depending on how much you use. And then 10 raspberries and about 80 grams of strawberries, and then 27 and a half grams of granola. And the whole snack is right around 250 to 300 calories. So it's a hefty caloric snack, but it is so filling, and oh my god, it is so good. Like, honest to god, makes no sense to pay for Panera yogurt parfaits anymore when I can just make them at home. So that's something that I've really been enjoying this week. What else? I talked about the Dilly Bars. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So I told you guys that I was going to work out. And so my goal was to work out at least 5 days a week for at least 30 to 45 minutes a day. And I told you guys that I wanted to focus primarily January on cardio, and my reasoning was that's just what I wanted to do. So if I'm excited about it, passionate about it, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I wanted, and I have wanted a Peloton bike for quite a while and have just never bit the bullet. But you start to see at the beginning of every year, like, all of these ads about, like, weight loss and supplements and, you know, programs and all this stuff. Well, I saw that the Peloton app is doing a 2-month free trial. And so I downloaded the app just thinking, like, I didn't really have any high hopes for it, to be honest with you, because I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I downloaded the app with 2 months free trial. It's only $12.99 per month after that 2-month free trial. So I figured I'd try it and see if I liked it. Like I said last week, I have a cycling like stationary bike at home. It's not an amazing bike. I think it was probably less than $200, but it gets the job done, and it has multiple different levels of resistance on it. So it's not as fancy as a Peloton bike, but you know, it does what it was designed to do, and that is to have a stationary bike where you can cycle. So I did a class on, I don't know if it was New Year's or the day after New Year's, I don't remember, but oh my god, I loved the class. So I have been doing that every day. So I've been doing 30-minute cycling classes, and they have all different trainers on there. They have all different types of classes. Like, I honest to God did not know that you could do like strength training classes, that you could do, like, obviously you can do the bike cycling, indoor cycling, and indoor treadmill classes. Like, that is what I knew of Peloton. But they also have strength training. They also have yoga classes. They have meditation classes. They have like cardio classes that aren't with equipment. So the biggest thing that I can think of is like jazzercise or Zumba or things along those lines where you're getting your body moving. But I'm sure there's way more than that. I have not explored those classes yet. But I have weights at home. I have 5, 10, and 15-pound sets of weights here at home. So I have actually been doing cycling pretty much every day. I did cycling this morning already, and then I did 5 days of cycling last week. And then a couple of the days, I also worked in a 10-minute like strength training class, and oh my god. So the first one that I did was an arms toning class. My arms definitely were feeling it the next day, and in my opinion, that's how you know it worked. You know, I know that that's not accurate. Like, even if you aren't sore the next day, like, you're still building muscle and everything like that. But for me, like, that feeling of being sore, it's like, there's nothing better. Like, it's like a high almost, because that's how you know, like, yes, what I did, it worked. Like, my muscles are feeling it. Like, it's good. Like, I'm doing things that are good for my body. So that was the first day. The second time I did legs, and oh my god, 3 days. 3 days I was sore. Not 1, not 2, but 3 days I was sore. So I was just like, how do I even walk on these things? Like, my legs, they were so sore. I was just like, I must not have any leg muscle. But I was so excited because, like, it's literally 10 minutes, guys. And they have all different variants of length. So if you wanted to do 15, 20, 30, 45, however long you wanted to do, you can. But I've just been doing 10-minute classes to, like, in conjunction with my cycling classes. And oh my god, they've been flipping amazing. So today, I did a 30-minute cycling class, and then I did a 10-minute arms class, and it was really good. And in 10 minutes, you obviously aren't working with a lot of time. Now, you can get an amazing workout in 10 minutes. You're working with the time that you've got, okay? So if 10 minutes is all you have, then that's fine. Like, I don't think you should scoff ever at the length of a workout. You just have to walk in with the mindset, like, I've only got 10 minutes, so in these next 10 minutes, this is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be present, focused, and I'm going to put in maximum effort to get maximum results. So the 10-minute workout, pretty much every one, it's like sets of 20 seconds on for 4 different exercises, and then you get a 20-second rest. So you do, 4 different exercises for 20 seconds, you get a 20-second rest, and then you do those 4 again. And then you just do that for about 5 sets total, and, like, you're feeling it by the end. And if you're not feeling it, then you either need to up your weights, you need to go faster with things, or, like, while not sacrificing your form, but, like, you can get a good workout in 10 minutes, mark my words. And I got so, like, into my workouts this morning that I already did the cycling, I already did the arms, but, like, I kind of want to do cycling again later today. Like, I am excited about these classes. And I was a little bit nervous because, obviously, again, I don't have a Peloton bike, so I'm like, are these cycling classes not going to work, essentially, because I don't have the bike? And that's not true. You find, like, that, yes, they do talk about things that are relevant to the Peloton bike. So, like, your resistance levels and your cadence and things along those lines. But I've pretty much just kind of developed a rhythm. So, like, when they say something, I'm like, okay, this is what it equates to on this bike, in my opinion. So you just kind of have to get a good groove. I'm not saying that that's right. I could be way off in my resistance and way off in my cadence, but this is what's working for me. It's hard. I'm, giving effort, and I'm excited about it. And by the end, I'm working up a sweat. So not by the end, I'm working up a sweat the whole time, but I'm, it's obviously working, and it's obviously doing something. So that's been really amazing. And they have all different sorts of trainers, and I find that before this, I pretty much was a static resistance the entire time for 30 minutes, as well as a static cadence. So, like, it's boring, you know, like that's kind of why I dreaded getting on that bike, was because it's like, okay, I'm going to be on this thing for 30 minutes and I just turn on a show on Grey's, or, you know, or turn on a show on Netflix, such as Grey's Anatomy, or just something that I was into, but like, it's boring and you're not connected to it. You're not emotionally invested in it. And you definitely don't get off the bike thinking like, man, I can't wait for my next ride. That's not the case with these. And the trainers, I will say, I like some of them better than others, but I think that that's the case wherever you would go. Like, even if you go somewhere in person and you're doing a class in person, you're going to like some trainers more than others. So, Cody Rigsby is a guy that I just absolutely love on there. I think he's a fantastic trainer. He is full of life, full of energy. He's super easy to get behind, and his song choices so far have been on point. I think the other young lady's name is Leanne Hansley. She did an amazing class. She actually was the first class that I took, and I haven't been able to take another one of hers, but I so badly want to. But she's done more 20-minute classes, and I like to do at least 30 minutes on the bike, but that's just me. You can obviously do whatever you want. But she did a New Year's, like, introduction, like, leave all of 2020 behind. It's behind us. It was a shit year for everybody, but we're walking into 2021 with fresh, new, exciting perspectives, and we're happy to be alive. And I responded super, like, hands down, that was the best class I could have had as my first class with Peloton. Like, bar none. I don't think anybody could have introduced the whole, like, concept of Peloton to me better than she did in that class. So I got really pumped then, and I'm still pumped about it, and I'm making time, like, I'm finding time, I'm making time, and it's not even necessarily early. My goal walking into this week was to get it done and over with at the beginning of the day. Although, that's not been the case. Actually, for the majority of the week, I've been working out at night. So I've been taking a half hour, running on, like, getting on the bike, and then just, like, that's my time. And what's kind of nice, too, is that, like, you are on the bike for the duration of the 30 minutes. Like, it's just you. Like, you're focused in, you're with the trainer, you're not worried about anything that's going on outside of this 30 minute. Like, that's your you time. And especially this week, that's been necessary. So I think I'm really happy with my results and, what I predicted being the case. I think walking into this next week, it's going to be a little bit harder, just walking into it. I know, again, we are moving this weekend, so, like, we are leaving this weekend. We have to pack all of our shit up, and when you pack everything up, you don't make things at home very often. So, as a result, I'm sure that we're going to be eating out more, so finding, like, food at fast food places that's, not going to break your wallet, because we're probably at least going to be eating out for 2 or 3 days this week for dinner, if not even more than that. It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? I'm here for it. I'm ready. And tomorrow's a new day. Next week is a new week, and I'm excited about it. So I'm really proud of my results, and my progress so far in my first week, and I'm excited to keep going. So hopefully, my goal walking into next Friday's weigh-in is to at least have lost 3 pounds. I know that you guys are probably like, that's a third of what you lost in 1 week already. However, I think that's a realistic goal walking into this week. That'll have made 12 pounds so far for this month. And, I don't want to be too hard on myself walking into this week. Just, like, being real transparent there. So that's my goal. Obviously, goals are always able to be crushed and moved past. So fingers crossed we can, crush a 3-pound weight loss and maybe go to 5 or 6. But I think I want to start with a realistic goal and grow from there. So that's it for me, but, a couple of you commented on my last video, and I just really appreciate all the love that I've gotten so far already about this, and, thank you for choosing to be a part of this journey with me, and I would love to know if you're doing a 2021, like, weight loss type of thing, you're starting new year, new you type of thing. I'd love to hear about your progress and just see what's working for you, what's maybe not working for you, and, we can help each other. We're here to encourage each other. So, thanks for being a part of my journey, and I will talk to you all next week. All right, bye-bye!